Alright, so I needed to take a break for the last week or so on horoscopes, and I usually do that. I am unable to produce all 12 horoscopes every day. I mean, most people aren't anyway. A lot of them are writing them out or planning them in advance. Trust me. Most astrologers do not get it all done in one day unless you're literally doing 140 characters, as much as a tweet is for the character limit for each sign, and I can get that done in about 45 minutes. But extended readings take a lot more time. So, for Gemini, I keep feeling like I need to start with Gemini. I don't know why, but I keep hearing Gemini, so I need to start with Gemini. Let me take these off my neck. They're comfortable, like so comfortable I can barely feel them, but they look kind of weird. So anyway, I'm being directed to what I believe is being metaphorically spoken through these card pulls. I have one deck that I haven't touched yet, and two that I haven't used together before, which is interesting. One of the first cards that I got was Poetic Placenta. Or placento. I think I meant to put placenta. On to the next clip. Hold on. So we just had another tragedy happen in Nashville yesterday. My life partner told me about it, and I haven't seen stuff all over social media the way that I did with Uvaulde, and it's not affecting me in the same way that Uvaulde did. I actually wrote something about Uvaulde, but this, the placenta or whatever, I typoed that because it's supposed to be placenta, that represents the baby in the womb before they're born. This message might be for Gemini, but it's gonna resonate with pretty much everyone, okay? I got Palladian Productions, but put it back, and then I got Poetic Productions. So I think there's going to be a movie. That's what's coming to me, based on a true story, with a compilation of all of these individual shootings and violent attacks, especially intended towards schools, basically going back to 99 when Columbine happened. And there's going to be I believe a documentary, and might be directed by a Gemini. You might be a Gemini and go to see it. You might be involved in it somehow. You might have a story to contribute to it. I also have Poetic Pride. And I didn't get the feeling that it was a bad card, but at the same time, Poetic Pride to me means that we need to put our pride away, and we need to see the problem, considering what yesterday was, for what it is. And we need to put pride in our children and encourage them to be, how do I say it? I hate it when I get stuck on these. As authentic with themselves as possible. And I don't want to sound cliche here. We have Palladian reflection, so there's a lot of reflection going on. Yesterday could have been worse. Most of the people were out of the building, is what my life partner told me when we were discussing the event yesterday evening. And what I wrote here, you won't be able to read it, so I'll read it for you. The Pleiadian patriotic prayers, the pardon, pervasive, parabolic payrolls / payment. I really feel like the people who are on payroll to protect the pride of our children and the pride that we have in them and the pride that we have as a country, which focuses so intensely on children. I mean, there's literally anti-child labor laws here that you don't have in other countries. I feel like there is reflection needed for Gemini particularly, probably because Mars just left Gemini, and I was thinking that before I even started any of these clips. The people need to start doing what they are paid to do. People need to start taking things more seriously because the world we live in is not the world that we used to live in. I'm a millennial, you know. I don't know if you would call me an elder millennial, but I was born in the early 90s. I remember a lot of the 90s. And I resonate with the 80s even more than I resonate with the 90s. And we need to start respecting ourselves more and our children. Either my last clip or one of my last clips. We need to start reflecting on what our priorities are and what we respect more, and we know we need to be honest with ourselves. Do we respect our children enough to protect them? I think that's the main message here. Really. Do we have enough pride in ourselves and our children and our country? And do we need to prioritize them more and show them respect? Also, for parents who believe that children should be seen and not heard, there is a time and a place for that, but do not reject them. Respect them. Preserve them. Save them. It's our job. I love you. We just had a new moon in Aries. This was at the bottom of my deck. Spirit told me to pick up the deck and pick up one more message for Gemini and for the message that I just delivered. It says, go for it. So I think we need to go for what I was saying, where we need to respect and preserve our children, and we need to listen to them and believe them and not dismiss what they have to say. They are more intelligent than we know, more intelligent than we believe. And sometimes we even dismiss it and disregard it when we see them displaying that intelligence. So, protect, preserve our children, love them, respect them as individuals, give them that individuality, and let's raise our children as under one love.